Hey everybody, welcome back. Turnpike to Turnpike Fantasy Football. This is the championship preview show. And when I say everybody, I'm basically talking to you, Chris. What's going on, bud? Interesting week. Just like we drew it up. Anyway, we did have a couple matchups from last week that we need to discuss, to review. The first one, of course, I took on the 2014 League champion Paper Tigers. I took them on, and my Warriors of Babylon prevailed in this one, 132 to 108. With that, I send Mr. Jeff Siminski home, back down into the consolation bracket round. Jeff, thanks for playing. Thanks for stealing Eddie Lacy. I got to admit, that was a bit of a nerve-wracker of a Monday night game watching. However, I did have Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson got me 43 points. Aaron Rodgers got me 39 points. And I got 16 points out of the Minnesota Vikings defense. Where, Jeff, you got 22 points out of your stolen Eddie Lacy, 16 points out of Antonio Brown, and 15 points out of Mason Crosby, your kicker. So with that, the 2014 League champion is not Jeff Siminski. In the next match, we have Chris Long, Deputy Commissioner Chris Long, taking on Bob Cranes, Julius Jones, and Deputy Commissioner Chris Long wins this one 136 to 113. Chris, you got 38 points out of Jonathan Stewart. Excellent play last week. 38 points out of the Rams defense, which is just ridiculously on a roll right now. And 16 points out of Mike Evans, your wide receiver. Where Bobby, you thought you made a boo-boo when you didn't start Jay Cutler last Thursday. I did too, but it turned out you were right, because Big Ben, the big rapist, got you 40 points. And by big rapist, I don't mean Jeff Siminski. I'm talking about the actual rapist, Ben Roethlisberger. 24 points out of Odell Beckham Jr., and 19 points out of your defense. So with that, it sets up really something that's it should have happened already, 7 years in the making. My Warriors of Babylon taking on Deputy Commissioner Chris Long's Asgardian Thunder Gods. I'm already installed as a heavy underdog. You've got every matchup working in your favor according to ESPN projections. But we all know what those projections are really worth. What's interesting about our matchup, Chris, and what I think is going to be fun what's interesting in the way we built our teams. We built our teams very similarly. We basically said, you know what, running backs will make do with what we can during the season, and we both did. You look at the guys that were starting these days, they weren't anybody that we ever imagined. I didn't even know who Latavius Murray was before the draft. So we went heavy on wide receivers, quarterback. You went strong on tight end. Big advantage for you. That's the guy that scares me more than anybody on your team right now. It's Gronk, because I don't have anything that can compete with that. But that being said, it should be a fun and entertaining game. I'm glad that I was able to vanquish Jeff Siminski. That to me was my Super Bowl. I needed to do that for the better of the league, the good of the league that needed to happen. I would have had a hard time living with myself if he beat me, especially because of Eddie Lacy. That would have just, oh my God. It would have, Jeff, if you're watching this, it would have been relentless. I would have been brutal. So in a way, you're the big winner. All right? So next week, I'll do a quick little video. Maybe. I don't know who the hell's going to watch it. If you guys are still watching this, I think it's awesome. I know I probably wouldn't be. I'm League Commissioner Kevin Babula, and I will see you next week when we crown the 2014 Turnpike to Turnpike League champion.